You're looking at the largest desert on Earth. 3.6 million square miles of nothing but sand and silence. But buried beneath this sand are whale bones. Over 400 ancient whale skeletons, lying in the middle of a desert thousands of miles from any ocean. 6,000 years ago, where you see sand, there were rivers, lakes, hippos, crocodiles, an entire civilization of people who fished, swam, and thrived. The Sahara Desert is not what you think it is, and by the end of this video, you will never look at it the same way again. The Sahara Desert stretches across 11 countries in North Africa. It's almost as large as the entire United States. Temperatures reach 136 degrees Fahrenheit, rainfall nearly zero. And yet, this desert holds secrets that most people will never know. In this video, you'll discover 5 of them. First, the oldest graveyard ever found in the Sahara, where a mother was buried holding her 2 children 5,000 years ago. Second, a mysterious circular structure visible from space that some believe is the lost city of Atlantis. Third, an ocean of water hidden beneath the sand, enough to fill Lake Superior twice. Fourth, a connection between the Sahara and the Amazon rainforest that defies everything you know about deserts. And fifth, why the Sahara is not dying, but might actually be coming back to life. Let's begin. Between 11,000 and 5,000 years ago, something extraordinary happened. The Sahara was green. Scientists call it the African humid period. During this time, the Sahara received 10 to 20 times more rainfall than it does today. Rivers carved through what is now sand. Lakes larger than some countries formed across North Africa. Lake Chad alone was 10 times larger than today's Lake Chad, making it one of the biggest freshwater lakes on Earth. Hippos bathed in rivers, crocodiles hunted in marshlands, elephants roamed grasslands that stretched from the Atlantic to the Nile. We know this because of 2 things. First, satellite imagery has revealed ancient river channels hidden beneath the sand, invisible to the naked eye but clear from space. And second, cave paintings. In Tassili Niger, Algeria, ancient artists painted scenes of people swimming, fishing, herding cattle, in the middle of what is now the driest desert on Earth. But then, it ended. Around 5,500 years ago, Earth's axis shifted slightly, a process called axial precession that occurs in cycles of about 23,000 years. This tiny tilt changed the angle of sunlight hitting North Africa, weakening the West African monsoon. And recent research from the Geomar Center in Germany found something terrifying. The collapse happened fast, not over thousands of years, over hundreds, maybe less. The rivers dried up, the lakes vanished, the animals fled south, and the people, well, that brings us to Chapter 2. In the year 2000, a paleontologist named Paul Sereno was searching for dinosaur bones in Niger, deep in the Sahara Desert. He wasn't looking for humans. But then his team found something extraordinary: bones. Hundreds of them, human bones. What they had stumbled upon was Gobero, the oldest known cemetery in the Sahara. Over 200 graves dating back 10,000 years. An entire civilization buried in sand, forgotten by time. National Geographic called it one of the most important archaeological discoveries in decades. The graves told 2 stories. The older graves belonged to the Kifian people, a culture of hunters and fishermen who lived during the peak of the Green Sahara, around 8,000 BCE. These people were remarkably tall, some over 6 feet 2 inches. They hunted Nile perch that weighed over 300 pounds. The newer graves belonged to the Tenarian, a gentler, pastoral people who arrived about 5,000 years later, herding cattle and goats as the Sahara began to dry. But the most extraordinary discovery was a single grave, a woman, and 2 children, buried together on a bed of flowers, her arms still reaching toward them, as if holding them. 5,000 years later, she was still holding her children. Scientists found pollen in the grave, proof that flowers had been carefully placed around them. Someone had loved them, someone had mourned, and then the desert buried them all. Today, if you stand at Gobero, you see nothing. Just sand, just silence. No marker, no monument, just wind. But beneath your feet, an entire world is sleeping. And speaking of things hidden beneath the Sahara, what if the desert is hiding something even larger? Something you can see from space. In the Western Sahara, in the nation of Mauritania, there is a structure so large it can only be seen from space. It's called the Richat Structure, or as most people know it, the Eye of the Sahara. A massive circular formation, 25 miles across, made of concentric rings that look almost man-made. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station have used it as a landmark for decades. But here's where it gets strange. In 360 BC, the Greek philosopher Plato described a legendary city called Atlantis. He wrote that it was built in concentric rings of water and land, that it was located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar, that it was destroyed in a single day and night by a catastrophic flood. Now look at the Richat Structure, concentric rings, located just south of the Strait of Gibraltar, diameter of approximately 23.5 kilometers, which is remarkably close to Plato's description of Atlantis as 127 stadia across. Coincidence? Most geologists say yes. They believe the Richat Structure is simply a geological dome that eroded over millions of years, exposing rings of different rock types: quartzite, dolerite, limestone. But the alternative theorists point out something unsettling. There are signs of water erosion in the rings, ancient channels that once carried water through the structure. And the elevation matches a scenario where a massive tsunami from the Atlantic Ocean could have flooded the entire area. Is the Eye of the Sahara really Atlantis? Almost certainly not. But the fact that we can even ask the question, that a structure in the middle of the world's largest desert shows signs of once being surrounded by water, tells you something profound about how much this landscape has changed. And the water hasn't fully disappeared. In fact, the Sahara is hiding more water than you can imagine, and it's right beneath your feet. Beneath the Sahara Desert, there is an ocean. Not a metaphor, an actual body of water. It's called the Nubian Sandstone Aquifer system, and it is the largest known fossil water aquifer on Earth. Stretching beneath 4 countries, Egypt, Libya, Sudan, and Chad, it contains an estimated 150,000 cubic kilometers of water. To put that in perspective, that's enough water to fill Lake Superior more than 6 times. Enough to supply the entire United States with water for over 80 years. And it's been sitting there, trapped in sandstone, for over 40,000 years, long before the pyramids, long before agriculture. This water fell as rain during the last Green Sahara period, and has been preserved underground ever since. Libya actually built one of the largest engineering projects in human history to access it. The Great Man-Made River, a network of pipes stretching over 2,820 kilometers, pumping water from the aquifer to coastal cities. Muammar Gaddafi called it the 8th wonder of the world, and across the Sahara, oases exist precisely because of this hidden water. Places where the aquifer rises close enough to the surface that water seeps through, creating tiny islands of green in an ocean of sand. But here's the catch. This water is fossil water. It doesn't get replenished by rainfall, because there is no rainfall. Every liter pumped out is a liter gone forever. Scientists estimate that at current extraction rates, parts of the aquifer could be depleted within decades. The hidden ocean beneath the Sahara is draining, which raises a terrifying question. If the water disappears, what happens to the millions of people who depend on it? But before we answer that, there's one more secret. And this one connects the Sahara to a place 5,000 miles away, in a way that will change how you think about deserts forever. Here is perhaps the most extraordinary secret of the Sahara Desert, and almost nobody knows about it. The Sahara feeds the Amazon rainforest. Every year, winds sweep across a depression in Chad called the Bodele, the single dustiest place on the planet. The Bodele was once the bed of Lake Megachad, and its floor is made of the crushed remains of billions of ancient microorganisms called diatoms. These winds lift approximately 40 million tons of dust into the atmosphere every year, and that dust doesn't stay in Africa. It crosses the entire Atlantic Ocean, a journey of 5,000 miles that takes about 5 to 7 days, and it lands in the Amazon rainforest. NASA calculated that roughly 27.7 million tons of Saharan dust settles in the Amazon each year. And within that dust is something the rainforest desperately needs: phosphorus. About 22,000 tons of it per year. This is critical because the Amazon soil is actually nutrient poor. Heavy tropical rains constantly wash away minerals. Without an external source of phosphorus, the world's largest rainforest would slowly starve. The Sahara Desert, the most lifeless place on Earth, is keeping the most alive place on Earth alive. A dead lake in Chad, crushed diatoms from millions of years ago, carried by wind across an ocean, landing on trees 5,000 miles away, keeping them alive. If that doesn't make you rethink what a desert is, nothing will. There is one final secret. The Sahara Desert is not permanent. Yes, it's expanding. About 10% larger since 1920, growing at over 11,000 square kilometers per year. Desertification threatens millions of lives across Africa. But science has identified over 230 green Sahara events in Earth's history. The desert turns green, dries up, turns green again, in cycles tied to Earth's orbital patterns. And in November 2025, researchers published a landmark study predicting that the Sahara could see up to 75% more rainfall in the coming centuries, driven by changes in Earth's orbit and atmospheric circulation. Meanwhile, the African Union is building the Great Green Wall, an 8,000-kilometer belt of trees stretching from Senegal to Djibouti, designed to hold back the desert. The Sahara has been green before. It will be green again. The question is not if, but when. And somewhere beneath the sand, the whale bones are waiting. We look at deserts and see emptiness, wasteland, death. But the Sahara is not empty. It holds whale bones and ancient graves, hidden oceans and mysterious eyes. It sends life across an ocean to feed a rainforest, and beneath its silence, it remembers what it used to be. Nothing on this planet is permanent. Oceans become deserts, deserts become oceans. The only constant is change.